For Sports Day DFW, I'm Jon Machota. This is Brandon George. Just finished up 2 days of practices out here in Oxnard with the Cowboys going against the St. Louis Rams, and it ended with some fireworks. What did you see today?
Well, I was over here on the defensive side, and the Cowboys defense against the St. Louis offense, and Andrew Gashkar, backup linebacker, started a fight. It kind of spilled over. A lot of punches were thrown. On the next play, Randy Gregory, who'd had his helmet ripped off, he was involved again. One of the offensive linemen for the Rams, he knocked him to the ground. The offensive lineman charged after Gregory, went over the top of Gregory, and then it started again, spilled over here to the sidelines where the fans are really close. It's only like 2 yards difference here. And then it spilled over in between the fields, and after that it was kind of a melee. It was a brawl, really.
Yeah, and then I thought it was kind of interesting when this whole practice even started. Over on the other side, I was watching the offense, and Dez Bryant wasn't able to go in that stuff. They've been keeping him out because of his hamstring. But he comes out in full pads, and he was drawn as much as he always is, even for a guy that wasn't going. And it kind of started, you could kind of tell that tensions were kind of getting high there. At one point, Dez tried to get in and try and go against their defensive backs in one-on-one drills, and Tony Romo even said, "Go on, get in there, Dez, let's go." And it took Scott Linehan to have to kind of get in front of Dez to prevent him from going in there. So, I mean, a lot of fireworks today, but I mean, that's kind of be expected when you got two different teams going at it. What would you say is maybe one positive and one negative you saw from the defense?
Well, the negative, I think, obviously the run defense was really bad today. The Rams had a lot of big runs down the middle of the field, and 5 of the top 7 Cowboys defensive backs are all out right now with injuries or something else going on. And the positive, really, I thought was Greg Hardy. He had a pretty decent day. He got in the backfield. He would have sacked Nick Foles in team drills, and really one of the few rushes he's had all training camp. So it was good to see him, get in the backfield.
And on offense, I would go with the biggest positives are probably Terrence Williams, Darren McFadden. Terrence Williams was a beast today. Long passes, short. Him and Romo were definitely on the same page. So when you get Dez Bryant back, I mean, I see them hitting on all cylinders just like where they were last year. Darren McFadden looked really good. I was interested to see what he was going to do because he hasn't done much that we saw leading up to this. He was in all team drills, and he looked sharp, especially in pass receiving drills. The one negative I would say would be Zach Martin. Zach was down for a while, and you're talking about in a practice where, when this whole training camp started, we saw Kenneth Boatwright go down, and a guy go down for a while. Guy ends up going off in an ambulance, and you kind of think that, oh, here we go again with something like that. Fortunately, Zach Martin only stayed down for a few minutes, was able to pass a series of tests, walked off under his own power, and as of right now, it appears that he just has a neck stinger, but there's still further evaluations going on. So obviously you don't want to ever lose anybody on your team, let alone an all-pro offensive lineman. So that's kind of what we saw here from the last 2 days. For Sports Day DFW, this is Brandon George. I'm Jon Machota.